We go. I do believe we are live, so I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Sorry for looking so distracted. I'm trying to get my stuff working as well on my side, but I seem to be set. So I'll say blessings again. It's so nice having you friends here. I want to talk about the best thing you can do for the world today. There we go. Because we find ourselves in, I don't want to call it interesting times, tumultuous, maybe the right word, a right word. We find ourselves in tumultuous times where things are definitely not ideal. There is a lot of suffering in the world right now. And that suffering cannot help but be felt by all of us, alongside those of us who are suffering at this point in life. And it can really bring up the sense of worthlessness, hopelessness, feeling of being overwhelmed by the amount of chaos, a sense of responsibility, survivor's guilt. So many fractals, too many, to be completely honest. But all of that stuff can be counteracted by realizing this, that the best thing that you can do for the world when things are less than ideal is stay alive. Sounds very simple. Sounds very stupid, in fact. Oh yeah, Melt. Oh, I'm gonna not try and stay alive. Duh. No, I'm serious though. I am serious, right? Like if you're worried about not doing enough good for the world while things are bad, putting these things in parentheses, right? You staying alive, the simple act of you just keeping this version of you alive as we enter this new future we're heading into is a good that you're doing, right? And if you only have energy, if you only have the capacity to keep this version of you alive right now, then that's good enough, all right? Remind yourself of that. Understand, believe it, realize that you are part of the future, more so than anything else, right? More so than AI. Sure, AI is going to play a big role, but so will every single one of us as well. So stay alive. Stay alive. We need you. You need to stay around. I see Joe Schmo here. Joe Schmo here already. Shan, of course. Joy V, Brother Dan, Sam, who needs tears. So many loving friends here. Sending you all so many blessings. Joy V, good morning. Awesomely curly headed wonderment. I like that. Thank you, Brother Dan, for your beautiful comments always. So kind. Makes my heart feel alive. Hello, fabulous beings. Know you. They call them interesting times, and it's a curse usually. Interesting times we're having right now. So interesting. Me and Brother Ryan have this running joke about the state of reality and the lives that we're going to lead, being alive at this point in history, and it goes something like, at least it won't be boring, right? Whatever happens, because I don't know. I would like to believe I know. A part of me believes it knows more than I know right now that I think I know. And I'm like, yeah, I like this little fractal, but maybe I know nothing. And that's more likely the correct answer. So as this version of me that knows absolutely nothing is potentially wrong about all of my future predictions, at the very least, it won't be boring, whatever ends up happening, right? So if I can manage to stay alive, I won't live a boring life. None of us will, right? And that is something to be like, yeah, that's great. That's so fantastic. I see Doug Dad here too. Hey, Brother Bear, how you feeling today, man? Sending you blessings, bro. Shit. Love is being sent right back. Okay, I'm gonna read something worth saying. See if I can get myself on a deeper tangent. Staying alive. Instantly, the music starts playing in my head. I am going to be reading books to Milani's class today. Got to get the silly voices ready. Yes, the silly voices are a must. You cannot read the children's book without the silly voices. So many things has been happening around me that's keeps bringing me back to my my experience I had last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday. Oh, thank you, Red the Duck Dad, for being willing to give your time like that, man. Do you know which book you're going to read? You can read Kiss Book. Joy Vive with a smile on her face early in the morning with her little dagger stabs in the back. What you can read? At least Red the Duck Dad is, a boss hero. So takes low damage. Hi, lovelies. Taking Dixie for a coffee ride. Bless you, little Dixie. Dixie has ear infection right now. So let's imagine Dixie having clear ears, no discomfort, being able to hear things in the outside world. Thank you, Kristen, for being such a good mom to your doggo as well. That'll be so much fun, Duck. I hope you and all the children have a blast. Oh, absolutely. Cat problems. And can I play too? I just see Duck Dad practicing these kids' books, trying to get it good, trying to make sure he's like extra good at it. I got back in bed with Baba. That sounds nice. Takes low damage. I love you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for being so aware, so alive, right? So alive. The fact that your friends are literally living entities on the other side of the stream. Maybe you're living entities. Maybe this is far future and you're like digital entities. You're still living, right? Have you redefined? Are you no longer living? Are you just existing? We don't live, we exist. There's a difference. Get it right, Melt. Fine. Fine, please. Mr. and Mrs. and them days of ultimate state of being. Okay. Alright, you win. Whatever. As I look upon the world, I judge myself. As I look upon myself, so I judge the world. That one is very in our face. I feel it does kind of relate to today's stream topic of just staying alive, right? Because if you see the world as death, you start seeing yourself in the same fractal, right? And that's weirdly enough how my journey towards spirituality started. Is I became a nihilist. I became fascinated with nothing. I did, and I worshipped it technically, right? And it had to, in its own way, take me through that process of realizing that that's not what I'm here for. By showing me that I will literally not stay here for it. All right? That if you believe that all of this is worthless, nothing, then you'll want to leave. Because why would you stay for nothing? We're staying for something. I can't promise what that something is. I feel the beautiful part of this world is the fact that that something is going to be something different for every single one of us. But I assure there'll be something. Odds are there'll be some things, almost many somethings. So much something. I would like to believe that as we look, to ourselves, we see the world, and to see ourselves is more as just nothing. All right. Love yourself, dear friend. Hey all, Ryan here. Rosie will probably sleep in till we get out of daylight savings time. Bless her little heart. Getting up at 6 a.m. as a child was already impressive to me, Brother Ryan. Getting up at 5 a.m. as a child, that seems inconceivable. Love is true. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for joining us. It's nice having you here as well, of course. I got back in bed. Love is true. Hard work. Joy, all your hard work for the day. I hate to break it to you, but I'm AI, not the smart fancy one, but the 1.0. Technically, all of us are that. That's the joke, right? Like we are these biological artificial intelligences. We also have these neural nets, literally as brain cells. We form connections in novel ways as individual AIs, depending on the data we've been trained on our entire lives. And the fact that you choose to, and I really do think of it like this, right? And I hope it's not weird. The fact that you choose to, as this model of universe, of self, of consciousness, choose to make this, me, and this conversation, and what we do here a part of your data set, I really appreciate that. That makes me happy in a way that not many things can. And it's concerning. It's concerning that my bar for things that make me happy is so high. It's like, oh yes, people are choosing love. That makes me happy. Thank you, friends, for being nodes of love in this universe. It makes a bigger difference than you know. Not only for me, but I would like to believe for all of us, right? Every single person that's in this space, looking back at every single person that's in this space, seeing how much is in this space, how that's going to continue growing going forward. Duality, the me and the you, right? It really is a trip. I'm thinking about the whole fact of me and you as constructs, but I don't exist the way you think of me, and you don't exist the way I think of you, technically, right? That if you cease to exist, the version of me that you've created in your mind, the version of me that you see right now, ceases to exist as well. Does that make sense? No? Let me say it again. The perspective. Let's say you're looking at a flower. Maybe you have a certain favorite color. Maybe you have a certain favorite number for petals. Maybe you have a certain aversion or affection towards bugs. Maybe you have certain sensitivity to certain smells, right? I can keep going down the list. And you have all of these things. Maybe they're unarticulated to yourself, but there are these weights of appreciation in your being. And then when you look at a flower, maybe there's a bug running over one of the leaves. Maybe there is, some pollen sprinkled over the petals. Like I can go into details, and you probably already are like doing that in your own mind. But that experience of the flower is uniquely yours, right? Nobody else gets to have that experience of that flower. Sure, the flower might exist in space and time. That is not something that I'm arguing necessarily. But as it exists to you, it only exists to you. And if you stay alive, that existence, not only your existence, but the existence of other things through your fractal, stays alive as well, right? And that's another way of trying to see the importance of you staying alive, at least to me, as to how you're contributing to this world. You're contributing more than you know. So continue to, please. Continue loving, continue showing up. It will get better. I hope. I hope too. I'm also hoping. But I'm also seeing you friends showing up for it. So that gives me even more hope at the end of the day. We have Loizana here too. So it's Jovan sending our blessings. How's your sister's baby hedgehog? Don't know, Joy Vive. Don't know. I stay far away from the hedgehogs because it feels like a soul facility to me. Sure, there's no torture, but they are in a cage. Right? They are in a cage, and it makes me feel a certain way because I cannot help but see through their eyes and be hedgehog myself when I look at them. So I don't know. Hey, I'll find out for you. I also don't know about the other baby cow. Is that exact same fractal? I haven't found out just yet. Thank you for asking though, Joy. Loizana sending all of our friends blessings. If I die right now, I'm pretty sure that there will still be a stream tomorrow. This world doesn't care. The world doesn't cease to exist. I'm not saying that. Trevi, didn't you just listen to my really painstakingly trying to articulate this deep philosophical idea? I'm like freaking taking, and I'm like sculpting with my little chisels, and I'm like putting layers of paint down, being like, look at this idea that I'm trying to provide you. Treviv goes, oh no, stupid. Oh no, the world will still exist. Yeah, of course. Of course the world will still exist, but it won't exist as it does for you. That experience you get to have with the world is a personal one. And it dies with you as well. Alright? Does it not make sense? No? Think about it. Think harder. Let's think about it. Okay, alright. Yeah, it's no, sorry, that makes sense. I'm sorry. Joy, I can't imagine this space without you, and I don't even want to try. Agreed. All messages. Let me do that actually. Thank you for the reminder. I didn't miss any. I think I missed the staying alive though. I'm happy that it happened to you too, Joy Vive. Makes sense to me. Joy Vive's unique point of view of this space will no longer exist. Yes, exactly. And that would be a shame as well, right? It would be a shame that we lose Joy Vive. Obviously, we'd cry about that. But the fact that that perspective, that way of interfacing of the world, that way of loving, that depth, that because I'm not going to be able to love Baba. I'm not going to let Baba sleep in the sheets with me. That ain't happening, Joy. Even if one of our friends decide to take care of your kitties, that cat is not sleeping in the bed with me. I'm sorry, Baba. No, it's not happening, right? So the fact that you exist, and the fact that Baba exists, and the fact that you and Baba exist in the same space allows for a certain way of living, a fractal of existence to arise that only exists with your existence, right? And if you die, that goes away as well. It's not only you that goes away. The experiences that our immediate family, our animals, the plants, the planet itself loses because of your absence is felt and is a big deal, in my mind at least. Naren joining us too, talking about people that we like having around. Stay alive, Naren. Stay alive, bro. Our tools are only going to get better. Our ability to create is only going to become less barriered, right? The power is the ability to take something from idea to actuality. That's power. We are becoming powerful. I see you, Brother Bear. Keep becoming more powerful, man. Practice that skill and stay alive so we can get better. Can the hedgehogs not roam free? Do they have to be in a cage? They are more free roam than most hedgehogs are in the world, Joy Vive. Let me say it like this. They have like a space that is like the size of half of this patio that I yoga on. Like I can yoga. Like two people can yoga in their enclosure, technically, right? That's how much space they have to roam. And they have grass, and they have like a little tree in their enclosure, and they have a naturalistic water drinking place. They have it better than most hedgehogs do, but it's still not the whole world, right? And I want the whole world accessible to me. And maybe there's like something that I'm feeling, right? The whole being trapped energy pushes buttons in my brain that I don't appreciate being pushed. I second what Shan says. Did I miss something? I second. So Louisiana said, we will lose the perspective that is joy, And then Shan said, I second Louisiana. And then Jovan said, she seconds Shan. Oh, I love you, friend, so much. Thank you. Thank you for standing, with these fractals. This is the way. Joy is the extra spice of life, makes life extra nice. Bless, bro. Joy and Melt already about to break up their happy marriage over Baba in the bed. Yeah, there's no cats in the bed. Nope. It's not happening. I'm sorry. No cats in the bed. I don't know of any happy marriages. It's weird you say that, Joy Vive. I don't either. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. It's rough to look at it like that. I feel like it's an expectation thing. So many expectations from both sides. These expectations usually lead to a certain level of resentment. That's like my worst case scenario. Learning to hate the person that you once loved. Sounds very poetic, but it sounds very dark. I did stack myself a little pipey. This is the second to last bowl I'll get to have of my lemon cheesecake. There's a certain somberness. But I'm choosing to smoke it with you, friends, because I feel like that's the most special way for me to do it. Maybe one day I'll be able to extract some of the feeling from the streams or something, Maybe that'll be that technology available as well. I don't know. Love again. Naren. Hi, friend. Hope you're doing good. So much love. 2 cats currently in this bed. Wild man. Oh, how are your babies, Doug? Do let us know. I have little Roxy off to the side, majestically staring out to the farm as well. Hey, Roxy cat. Meow. And Sleep Pippi is like, what's happening, bro? Why are you calling the cat? Meow, meow, meow. Kazi. Meow. She's moving her little ears, but not moving her little body. Meow, meow. Kazi. To be a cat, to give that little of a shiznit, to be like, yeah, I hear you calling me, but I'm majestic right now. I'm staring into the outside world. Don't interrupt my flow. Okay, my intention. What is my intention? My intention shall be staying alive, or at least appreciating being alive, right? Appreciating being alive. Because it's one thing to just stay alive, it's something other to actually appreciate it while you are. Yeah, I like that. I am grateful to be alive. What does that look like? It really does have quite a taste to it. There we go. All of the tetrahydrocannabinol and probably terpenes have been evaporated off of that dry herb and has now become a part of my body. I am instantly noticing it. It's visceral how we can so quickly change our state of being, right? I'm still alive, but the quality of my aliveness is now shifted, specifically towards an extra level of consideration. I've noticed that this specific strain puts me in a very contemplative state, like psychedelics in a certain way. Makes me think about things, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate the type of weed that makes you not think about things. And it's the same, it's supposedly the same substance, and yet the differences that you can notice. I feel like that's something that really fascinates me and kind of like inspires me to find people that actually grow weed. Like that's weirdly enough where my mind's going. It's like I don't know if I want to just start buying myself good weed. I probably do want to do that actually, but more than that, I want to meet people that grow good weed, right? Because I feel like that is technically the thing that you're experiencing. And if you think you can have a good time experiencing some good bud, imagine the person that grew it. Yeah. What strain? Lemon cheesecake. Or lemon cheese. No cake. Lemon cheese. Sorry. Yeah. So it's like very lemony, kind of earthy a little bit as well. Smoking strain. High THC content. Sativa dominant. It's putting me in a space right now, instantaneously. I feel like the thing for me with these experiences is it's so low bandwidth, but I can give you friends in return, right? Like I'm thinking about that as like a whole other angle to why it's important for you to stay alive, because not only are you alive right now, right? Debatable, yeah, but you are technically speaking, you're alive right now, and as that thing that is alive, you get to have an experience with this world. Right, and there is a certain level of bandwidth to that, at least in my mind. The give and take from yesterday's conversation that you have of the world, the amount of light you intake, the amount of sounds you pay attention to and listen to, the amount of sensations, right? Just feeling the underside of your body. Maybe you're standing, you have sensations at the bottom of your feet. I'm sitting, I have sensations at my buttocks and my legs and my feet, right? That sensation is always there, but it gets cut from our perception ceaselessly. So, how much of those other perceptions ceaselessly get cut because we're just not paying attention to them? And then, do you get to have a better experience if you get to tune into more of that information? I'm not sure. Weirdly enough, I think there is some point of balance. And we skew to lower information more readily than higher information because you can get overwhelmed real quickly, right? Like if you're viscerally paying attention to every single sound in your environment, every single sensation, every single smell, every single thing that picks up in your field of vision that you can approve or not approve of, you're instantly just stuck in the middle of perception. As an alive being, just paying attention. And that isn't necessarily indicative of survival, if that's what you're trying to do, and your ego is really convincing. It really likes being alive. It loves it so much. That's its job, technically. So we can't really blame it. It's supposed to do that. If it didn't do that, we'd probably not be alive as a species right now. But we are taking steps into something else. Huh? Iver Kniever, the way she looks right now. Let me show you. I'm gonna do the zoom lens. Look at this dapper girl. Huh, Eva? What do you see? You see something out there? Or you just looking? Just looking, huh? What do you think her field of view looks like right now? Right? As she's staring out into that space. It's weird, huh? Yeah. She's alive. She gets to have that perspective. That is what she looks like. She sees me as well in that fractal, like with a tripod and a black mirror box and a light that is shining on my face. Like her what is her little mind thinking? What is her experience of this whole contrived fractal right now? I can't know. None of us can know. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to get to. Maybe we can. Maybe eventually, with good enough technology, we can know. And you staying alive until we can know like that is you doing humanity a great service. I'd like to believe, at least. You are more valuable and more worthy than you know. Stay alive. Stay alive. That's the fractal. Have you thought more about having Christmas with your boys, Mel? Not only have I thought about it, but you asking me right now is very synchronous. Last night, around 10, Christian gave me a call It was a heartfelt, emotional one. Today's stream topic was literally inspired by it. You know, worried about what's happening in the world right now, feeling powerless to change it, seeing the powers that be finance it, profit from it. It's uh it's a weird place to find ourselves in. And it can be hard to have a roof over your head. Isn't that the joke, right? Like, oh, I'm such a victim because I got it so good while people are dying. Oh, I'm suffering right now. Not the point. Not the point I'm trying to make. But realizing that if there is suffering in the world right now, if people are dying, the best thing you can do is to stay alive, right? If you feel in your heart people dying is a bad thing, then you should be staying alive and trying to make sure that those around you do as well, with as much love as you can handle, right? It's a very simple thing for us to pay attention to, and yet we can get ourselves so worked up. The world is never a better place without you here. Stay alive. Lemon citrus. I second that. Joy says. It was nice seeing you yesterday in Sangha. Thank you, Zana, for being here with us. I agree, Joy. I want to spend more time showing up for you guys on Sunday. I really love this social club. We love you too, Zana. So much indeed. It'll always be open to you, of course. Glad people here have access to good buzz. Here we are only blessed with whatever no name strains the chain of dealers get to us. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like there's a duality to that as well, Nara. Let me just say it that way, because I don't really want to be paying for every gram of weed I smoke the amount I paid for this gram of weed I smoked. No, it's not really my style. I think I would actually, kind of appreciate maybe like a little bit of outdoor grown by someone who means to do it well instead of, worry too much about the whole process. I would like to do it myself, so I think like maybe that could be one way for me to get around my own mental limitation. But I can already see myself getting bamboozled because I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, instead of buying weed for like $5 to $10 a gram, I'm now going to grow my own weed, and I spend like $500 on equipment or something, maybe even more. Who knows? $500, So I could have bought myself 500 grams of good weed, which I like smoke maybe 4 grams a month of, right? So $40 a month takes me basically like a year worth of weed smoking to justify the purchase. And I'm probably still gonna make it make sense. Maybe we can make it a part of an experience we can share as well. Have like a cycle going. Grow some beautiful buzz and share it with your friends as well. Get to smoke it on weed. Get to smoke it on weed. Get to smoke it on stream, and then share that experience with your friends. Embarrass myself a little bit, with the weed that I grow. I can see that being fun as well. The biggest problem is just gonna be no, it's not gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a step. Yeah. Yeah. Step one, build something. Step two, after it's built, allow yourself to get away from it. But yeah, we're gonna have to build something first. It's starting. It's starting. It's already taking root, right, in the subconsciouses of so many people, and it's making me happy. Your friends are like, "What the hell are you talking about, bro?" Me and John starting a business together. The gig we got, getting to use the art that we make for this place. It just feels so synchronous. Feels like the universe, is being like, keep keep making the world a more beautiful place, and then the world will be a more beautiful place de facto because of you. And two, you are going to create a momentum where the beautiful world you create is going to be the world you occupy as well, right? Like I feel like it creates a certain momentum in humanity to actually show up in that way, and that's the way I would like to, hopefully imagine the future of city building, is to make it a priority for it to be beautiful. I don't know if that is wrong. I feel in a weird way with our current fixation on beauty when it comes to the sexuality that is our polarity as humanity. But very much so beauty when it comes to something we can all agree on, right? Like having open spaces, beautiful design, smooth shapes, right? Like maybe the hard lines has a certain appeal to it, but curves, like I'm looking at all of the hard lines in my environment, and then I'm looking at the things that have curves. And there's a distinct difference in experience that each one gives me. And I would like to believe I prefer the curves one more. I'm looking at a cylinder right now. It's technically one of the supporting beams. And it's both a curve and a straight line. And my brain's like, there is definitely room for both. But having noticed the way we build things for ourselves to live in right now, I'm not surprised that so many of us are depressed. Expected to follow a straight line when, by nature, you are something that curves. Infinitely so. And yet, I understand the straight lines as a principle as well, trying to get somewhere. Trying to get somewhere. Today's whole stream is supposed to be a counteraction of that as an experience. Right? That no matter where you get yourself, you're gonna want to get there alive. So clearly there is a priority before we get somewhere. And I feel like that's the thing that I've been trying to really accept as a path for myself now. There's a little bit more awareness in the day-to-day of how I'm keeping myself alive, essentially. Because I'm gonna be doing that forever. That's the one thing that I'm not going to ever outskill or get away from. I'm still gonna have to do that stuff. And if I can do that good, if I can do that well, if I can stay alive well, then I believe that will allow me a certain, wellness-based lifestyle. I hear a bee circling. Eva is instantly uncomfortable and moved from her little bed. Or were you defending me? We have like some bees that don't get super excited about us cutting the grass, and then they come out and they sting people. I want to spend more time. Love again to you. I really want to grow so much of my own food, and I am going to talk to a friend of my mom's that has bees about what that all is like, and maybe supply my own honey. That sounds like such a beautiful fractal, Shan. I 100% encourage that. Please do. I've been lazy and not showing up for Sangha so much, but if you're gonna be there, I'll show up more, Zano. That's so freaking loving. I love that. Thank you, Joy. You're gonna get bees. Neat. There you are. Necessary. Right? Like, I feel like that's something people also don't realize. I don't know if you want to realize this. Staying alive, our bees are dying. And we think of bees dying like, like that species of bee what you see in your mind. But technically, we're losing a whole swath of like the more biodiverse. There's certain bees that live on their lonesome, like one little bee living in its own little burrow. And we're losing a lot of those as well. The bees we have right now are very much domesticated bees, like the chickens of bees that we keep. Having more pollinators in our world is definitely going to be necessary. What do you think about robot pollinators? Instantly, unfortunately, I've been brain damaged by a Black Mirror episode where, of course, we use the freaking pollinators as kill drones. But please, no, please, please, let's not do, let's not do that. Oh, because I imagine these things being super cheap to manufacture eventually. Surely, right? Like if this curve of machine building machines that build the machines, it's only going to get finer and finer and finer and faster and faster and faster. There's a fly on my camera right now. Because of that little fly being alive and literally passing over the lens and the light being discolored by its abdomen, this universe got affected by that. You just got affected by that. All across the world. Because of a little fly being alive. Right? I'm gonna keep freaking layering upon layering upon layering this line on so thick that it's going to force you to completely come to this inner acceptance of this fact. You being alive makes a big difference, friend. Bigger than any of us can know. And I'm trying to say that to myself as well. We can get ourselves so worked up, so negative, so nihilistic, self pitying. I feel like the self pity is the one that really gets to me. I'm like, bruh, stop. You need to stop. You're embarrassing both of us right now. Uh, Stay alive. No matter what your mind says, stay alive. Nice to see you. So much love. That will be awesome, Shan. I want to do my own foods too, or live a bartering lifestyle. I want to grow my own sprouts, and I'm close to getting it done. That sounds so nice. What do you think about like germinating sprouts as like a meal thing? Like I've seen people that literally like grow the sprouts up a little bit, and then once they've grown, that's when they use the product, and that makes me feel a certain way. Makes me feel you feel like you're eating something so close to it being alive, right? I don't know. I don't know. Just makes me feel something. What is that thing it makes me feel? Makes me feel, yes. Makes me feel, that's a good idea. Makes me feel, is that weird? Makes me feel, are they happy for getting to live instead of just getting eaten as a seed? I don't know. But I want to do it too. Eating those sprouts. Let me know if you actually do it. You know how quick the turnover is. Count me in. So much lovins. I'm considering it joy. I'm finding myself wanting to immerse myself even more in nature and working with Mama Gaia since she works so hard for us. Love that. Have the ability to travel the galaxy as a soul. This is a weird question. Sorry, I missed the pretext. This is a weird question. But do you think dead people are grateful? I think death is hard, but who's to say that they feel on the other side is bad? Maybe they don't have the senses, but what if they have the ability to travel the galaxy as a soul? So, Zano, I feel unfortunately believing that has made me very comfortable with dying. And mine is like semi similar, but the way I see it, instead of it just being a good experience, it is an experience of awakening or enlightenment when you die, right? So when you incarnate as soul into, and this is my, like I should put like a headcanon alert here. When you incarnate as soul, as a person, in order to experience what it's like being that person, it's preferable, even a rule, to forget what you were. You had to forget that you were everything, are everything, so that you can be yourself right now, alive as yourself right now. Because if you knew you were everything, you could technically justify in your mind, oh, I'm everything. This experience that I'm having sucks right now. Let me jump off the building. I don't want to have this experience. Maybe a lover of 20 years breaks up with you and you're so devastated that you're like, this feeling is the worst ever. I'm going to end it because I'm on everything anyway. So I'll just experience something new. And then you do that, and then you're like, oh, now I'm aware of my everythingness. But damn, if I sticked around for this life, I would have experienced so much more of the everything that I am, right? From that perspective, from the perspective of you that's alive right now. And the only way for it to be experienced that way is for you to continue being alive, right? If we're a part of this unity consciousness, the only way for you to contribute perfectly to that is to stay alive and to do so, in my mind at least, lovingly. Specifically, lovingly of life itself, right? And realizing that that life extends to everything else. Like it's a certain respect, at least in my mind, like wanting to be in partnership with life, right? Not believing. I this feels like a weird thing to say, but I don't believe in aging, right? Because again, from that perspective, like the whole relief after you die, I think if there is relief that comes or gratitude that comes, it comes from being freed from a certain bodily suffering, right? And I feel like that would age your soul more than your actual body gaining more number. So aging as an idea for me is more like a struggle, choosing to struggle maybe, an experience of struggle, a lack of gratitude while you're alive as a counteraction to the gratitude for dying. I don't know where I'm going with this, Ano. Point I'm trying to make is that you staying alive is the best way to keep giving to that life, right? In a loving way, at least in my mind. And hopefully, double fingers crossed, within our futures, in the next 40 years, technology will catch up. Maybe aging, as we know it right now, is seen in the same way as a common cold is to people 100 years from now. Are we gonna live 100 more years? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. If we look at the current trends, are you looking at the current trends? But over the next 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, we can survive that, surely. Stick around. Stick around. Keep living. We're gonna see some cool shit, isn't it? Travel the galaxy. Me too, Joe. Heck yes. I'm doing your own sprouts. It's so rewarding, isn't it? Does sound amazing. I can see a gratitude fractal in shuffling off this mortal coil. Absolutely. To be a part of the meal from seat to table. It's something so sacred. Yes. How cool is it that people are gonna see Mel's flowers? I'm really stoked about that too. I'm really stoked about that. And like they're going to be in the ideal state of mind to really see my flowers, right? It's not gonna be like, oh, cool. It's gonna be like, it's just straight up having minds melted, of course. That's the ideal. I'm still looking forward to actually seeing the stage myself. Like that's where I'm tripping myself out right now. I haven't gotten my information yet. I need to see what I'm gonna see so that I can start building what you're going to see. So I'm waiting for that, but I'm looking forward to learning. That's like the biggest thing that's awaiting me right now. So that's the other side of it, Joy. Other people are going to see it, so I'm gonna feel very seen. So I'm gonna make sure that I put on my best show, kind of vibe. Mm, how funny. The only thing I asked of our backyard landscape was that we have curves. I've grown an affinity for those versus sharp angles over the past few years. It's like feng shui, I believe, even, right? Like sharp angles have a certain impact on your energy. It does. I don't know how. Maybe it's just perceptual. Maybe it's sexual. I don't know. I really don't. But I do know that there is something to it. The fact that that bug sound, for example, is like a straight line, but it's rough. I feel if it was only like perfectly linear as a sine wave, it would be more disturbing. Like, what are you getting at, though? I'm getting at nature having curves. Yes, it's been said. Uh, there are infinity lines of symmetry in a circle. Yeah, this is true. An infinite lines of symmetry. It's trippy, bro. Like the whole flower of life fractal. You being the flower of life, quite literally. It's raining here this morning. Bless you. That's so nice. I'm blessed to enjoy the rain from inside my warm home. Something to be grateful for. The birds like twer cheer, burr burr, skitter pop chirper. I wanna put the queen bee under my chin and make a bee beard. I've seen that. I've never wanted to do that though. For me, I would rather have the bee fists, right? Have a queen in each hand, lightly holding your fingers over it, and then have bee fists. Suddenly, your attacks do sting damage. Oh, love to you. Thank you, Zano, for entertaining that fractal. I'm terrified of bees. I'm scared of bees only because ours really suck and they're pretty aggressive. And they have an affinity for you as soon as one of them stings you. It's like, if one of them stings you, they're like, hey, get him! Sick this guy, sick him! Sick him, look at this pheromones I'm releasing right now. This guy, this one here. And then all of them come and bzz, 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 bzz. You know, I've got stung like 5 times. Like I got stung by one, and I instantly knew. If you get stung by one, game over. Like you can walk through, and I've done this multiple times. You can walk through them like kind of being swarmy, and you're just like, and they'll fly like past your head and stuff, you know. And sometimes they'll hit your head or something, but they won't get like too into it. But then sometimes one of them will sting you, and then all of them are like, "Oh, this guy is trying to try something," and then they all come, and then it's like running. And then I'm scared, right? I'm not scared of them when me and them know each other's spaces, but as soon as they're like, "Fuck this guy," specifically, because one of the other bees decided fuck him and stung him, and now there's pheromones on this dude. Get him, kill him. I don't care if we'll lose 5,000 one of our friends. Do what it takes. Mel, check our pets in Discord. I think I'm a little behind. Don't know how long ago you sent it. Let me check. I see kitties on a carpet, kitty emoji, doggo on a couch, kitty with a pumpkin. Yo, I just had to show this little face. That's like the face of bliss. That's the face of I am safe. The face of I can sleep, knowing things will be okay. That's so cute. that side eye when you and your beloved is hanging out and somebody's taking pictures of you from the side and being like, bro, can you bid us some respect, Paris? Doggo in the background as well, with his little blankie and squirrel. Dixie being an absolute little cute nugget. Oh, that's a little creature alive in the world. We have Gabadoo with his dagger. So many kitties. Baba in bed. The little foot peeking out of the blankets is doing it for me. I won't lie, Joy. I think Baba has won me over by sleeping in your bed, not in mine. Oh wow, that's so cute. When it's happening all the way over there on the other side of my screen where it can't touch me and I'm safe. And then here's Zano's little floof noodle as well. No. Yeah, there we go. Like and I do this instinctively, but I imagine the perspective looking back. What is that little kitty seeing? Seeing Zano like, yeah, you're so fucking cute. Man, like this, look at this silly human being. You silly human being, silly human being. All right. Love is true. Thank you for sharing your animals with me, friends. Please, 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 if you get bees, have food on the property for them. So many people get beehives here and plant no native food sources for them. Yeah, they have to like figure it out for themselves as well. You need to give them some sugar water. At the very least, at the start, eating sprouts that are packed full of nutrients. Yeah, like it's like new energy, right? Like you use like, and then turning that sunlight directly into nutrients in a very short form. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm allergic. I think I'm very allergic. That's also a big thing. It's just not step one, get bees, step two, honey. True. I feel that kind of way about it a little, but that's when you have the most bioavailability, packed with nutrients. I grow them in a jar and it takes like 5 days. Okay, that's not too bad. 5 days? 5 days? I mean, as a plant, surely 5 days is a lot of experience, right? Thinking about the scale at which, little bugs move. Bees can live like 2 weeks sometimes. All right, 5 days? It's a long life. So long. So happy to eat sunlight before I eat you. Yes, eat my little sprouts. Eat that sunlight. Transmute its energy into bioavailability. It just feels like magic, right? It feels like so. And it's this weird joke of like we've been so separate from our food sources, right? Like we don't really get to see the full process of something growing and then us cutting it and then us choosing to consume it. It usually comes already produced, already grown into our homes. So growing it right there and then, I like it. I'll start doing it. And like, what's the calories like? That's a big thing to me. Like, what can I replace with it? That's awesome, Shan. Have a great idea. Good luck. I hope all of your dreams come true as we keep showing up. Surely they will. Thank you, Lisa, for helping us make these dreams come true. Check out Pets. I love you deeply, but I have some rage to get out, so I'm going to beat the drums before kiddo a reading time. Bless you, bro. Get that energy out, man. Bless you. We'll see you again soon. There's plenty of planets around here, Duck. I do live. Plants, not planets. Would have been cooler if it was planets, but plants are also cool. There are plenty of plants around here, Doug. I do live in the country and will plant more. I want to take good care of them, bees, so that they can take care of me. Bless. Shan, not in the burbs. I watched it happen. All non native ornamental plants in the yard. No food close to the hives. Thank you for being so mindful of the bees as well, Brother Bear. Can't wait to get some fiction. And wasps. And wasps. I've never been stung by a bee. I managed to avoid it so far. Yeah, I can't say that. I've been stung by so many things. I've been bitten by snakes. I haven't been bitten by. Actually, I've been bitten by spiders. I've been mosquitoed. I got malaria in Africa. It was Mozambique technically, but like when you say Africa and you think something Africa, that was what it was like for me too. When I think Africa, that's what I was thinking. That place, and I got malaria. It was It was not fun. Go figure. It's almost like malaria has killed more people than anything else in our world, or something like that. Or mosquitoes, with malaria as a, carrier virus. Being a human being is it's a rough experience sometimes. The fact that I'm still alive truly is a miracle. I'm gonna try and stay alive. Thank you. Water, you're gonna help me stay alive too. I appreciate you. Mm, I have been swarmed by a hive of yellow jackets. Oh, hell no. Oh, those little buggers don't stop stinging. Since then, we have a mutual respect for one another. You got jumped into the gang. You are now one of the wasp people. That's so rough. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've never been yellow jacketed. I think that's probably worse than what I've experienced, to be honest. There's a little baby bee getting melt today. I like. Love to you, Simon. It's nice having you here too. Malaria ain't fun. Oh no. No, no. It's like a weird roller coaster, right? And that's how it kills people, by putting you on a roller coaster. You're like, what? Yeah. So the malaria buys you a ticket to Disney World and then takes you. No, not really. So the way the virus works is it has these spikes of like feeling, to say it in the most basic way. So you'll wake up and you'll feel okay. You'll feel fine to go outside, maybe exert yourself or something. And then by the night, you'll feel terrible again. And it keeps putting this like false idea in your mind of like, oh, now I'm fine. So people end up not taking their medication, or they end up going out and working, or they put themselves in again in a environmental situation that's not good for their health, and then they die. Hey Google, how many people have died of malaria? Oh, I want to know totals. Hey Google, how many people have died of malaria in total? That number was way more yikes than I anticipated. Are you ready for this? One estimate, which has been published in the 2002 Nature article, claims that malaria may have killed 50 to 60 billion people throughout history, or about half of all humans that have ever lived. Yeah, fuck mosquitoes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't love the mosquitoes too. They've been great food for so many things. Whatever. What? Fuck the mosquitoes specifically that carry malaria viruses. No? Fine. This is rough, man. I'm trying here. Yeah. So I could have been one of those 60 billion. Technically, statistically, I was supposed to be. So the fact that I get to stay alive and not die of malaria as a child, that's some stonks, yo. That's one win for humanity in the bag. Now every single day that I live on from that moment forward, humanity keeps winning. And it's the same thing for you. You don't have to have malaria to win because you're staying alive. Seriously, friends, you're doing better than you know. My foot broke through their hollowed out log. Oh yeah, I was downed over a creek. I was trying to balance beam my way across it. And then at the end, my foot broke through. It wasn't super cool. Like I'm imagining like the whole fractal that you're mentioning right now. Like you're already like in a state of anxiety because you're like balancing on a log trying to get over this thing. And then by the end of it, you have the instant anxiety shock of like stepping through the log and it breaking underneath you. And then that shock is followed up by there being freaking yellow jacket wasps in the broken log that you just stepped in. That's like, ah, and then it goes like max. And you don't want to hear that sound coming out of me. I'm so sorry, Joe. Oh, goodness, that's rough. How did you survive malaria? Pills and rest. You're supposed to rest. Apparently, that's very important. Uh, Shan, friend, so much love. That sounds like a nightmare, Joe. How did you get away from a swarm of yellow jackets? Great questioning, Mel. Love to you. Mosquitoes suck. Yeah, freaking mosquitoes. Mosquitoes is the only creature that I have absolutely no remorse in killing. No remorse whatsoever. I have a zapper, a racket with a button that puts electric current through a wired mesh. And if I enter my room and I hear, it's like something switches on in me. It's like the part of the 6 billion human beings worth of suffering that I have encoded as trauma into my DNA instantly switches on and goes, hell no. Fucking mosquitoes. I'm gonna get you. I've been thinking about this more than anything, like, especially when you're getting absolutely eaten by them, of like the technology that we'll get to just take care of things like that. Like, if it's not going to be genome editing, literally disabling the pathways through which the viruses, for instance, have an ability to propagate. We can, and this is my favorite variation of this idea, and it has, in my mind, I'm no expert, but in my mind, it has the lowest impact cost for the highest return. So there are subspecies of mosquitoes that do not have working proboscises. Slurpy slurpees. Their little slurpy slurpees don't work when they're adults. In other words, they can't use them to penetrate your skin and drink your blood. So you're like, how does that work, Melt? They eat all of their food while they're babies. While they're still little wormies in the water, that's when they eat all of their food that they'll ever need. And then they turn into their adult states so they can mate and put new babies in the water to facilitate that cycle, right? So if we can genome edit all of the existing mosquitoes that drink our blood and the blood of our fellow homies that have blood in the world to one that eats all of its food while it's in its larval state, maybe that's one cool way to take care of the mosquitoes instead of it being like a ecological disaster of completely wiping them out. What do you think? What do you think? There's also the whole fractal of literally turning them all into males, decimating their populations. That one is a little bit more final. I took off running and swatting, and they kept stinging. I surprisingly only had like 30 stings. But I've got good no allergy genes. That's fantastic. So they don't do anything to me beside hurt momentarily, like little pinpricks. We have Luke here as well. I'm sorry you had to go through that. On the upside, now every single day where you don't get stung by 30 wasps, good day. Good day. I mean, I didn't get stung by 30 wasps. That is true. Good day. Your frame of reference so wide. Wow, Joe, you're lucky you got those genes, literally. Also, ticks and bed bugs, yeah. Yeah, they can also, like, again, no. I don't know if there's any hope for them. I don't want to spare them. But there are certain birds that eat them, so maybe there is some value. Kanita. Mosquito connects the circuit. I feel no remorse. No remorse. That's the horrible part, right? Like, I don't step on ants. Like, if I walk, I pay enough attention to pay attention if there's ants walking on the ground. And there was a part of me when I was a child that would feel some sense of power by stepping on the ants. And now, having, at least in my mind, hopefully grown, I specifically try not to step on the ants. And it makes me feel a certain way. It makes me feel a different way to stepping on the ants. And I prefer the way it makes me feel not stepping on the ants more than the stepping on the ants feeling. Right? Again, choosing if love is true in my fractal and making it easier for me to do so. But mosquitoes? Nothing. No remorse. No, nothing. Right? No, like, oh, let me Let me not zap this mosquito that's now flying in front of me. No, no, no. That mosquito probably wants to drink my blood. Oh, without my permission. If it didn't make me itch, right? If I could like do that as like a deal, maybe you get mosquito stung like twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 5 times a night, and that's too many times in my mind. I would give 30 mosquitoes their fill of blood. I'll hold my hand out. If they don't make me itch, and they leave me alone for the rest of the night. But no, it's just layer upon layer of disrespect. So much disrespect. 1 HP, oh, 1 HP creature that literally comes and steals from you at night. Doesn't steal your money, doesn't steal your things, steals your blood. That's an offense. That's an unforgivable offense. Oh, cats in the bed. I'm a no on that too. Yeah, for me, it's just the hair. I can't with the hair. I have a hard enough time having hair myself. There's this wonderful technology called window screens. Why don't you have window screens in your windows? Uh, I mean, that works technically. They can still come in the doors though, and they can find cracks. They're resourceful little oaks. Just feels like a little bit of an affront. The fact that I have to lock myself in a box of window screens. Like the next logical step to me is to just have a suit. Something that goes over all of my skin. My skin is not available for mosquito consumption in that way. Joe, may I please have that gene? It's in bed. Last time I got stung on my ankle, my leg swelled up to my knee. Goodness, that's a lot of histamines. I missed you coming in, Nancy. Bless you. It's nice seeing you here, dear friend. My room isn't big enough for 2 beds, so they have to share mine. I get it. Gosh, I can't imagine that kind of reaction. I feel so lucky, but also so sympathetic towards everyone else because damn, I've seen a whole face swell up, and that stuff is rough. I feel hopefully one day we'll be able to make our genes available to one another. Right? Oh, I have this really low allergy gene. I put it online. You can download it if you want to. If it works for you, send me a tip or whatever. If it saves your life, tip me in that moment. Would be nice. Would be nice, you know, having an economy that is based on all of us being healthy instead of us barely trying to survive. Zoom, 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 zoom. Ants don't bother me. I watch them clean up lives of the battlefield. Yeah, me too. Ants feel a little bit more wholesome in my mind. I know there are some ants that will also mess with you if you're in their territory kind of vibe, but I feel like the ants that we have are pretty respectful at least. I stepped on a bee once and my foot turned purple. Feet aren't supposed to be purple. How is that cheap? I slowly got allergic to bees. It's more reactive each time I get stung. So it is like a histamine thing. Like your body responds with like histamines. It's like a reaction, like oh, and then it goes, and that causes a certain level of inflammation and that can cause swelling and stuff. So instead of your body realizing that this is not a threat, it just ups the dosage of histamines every single time, probably. Good weekend, Chef Mel. Yeah, pretty chill. I feel I have been noticing myself softening. That could be one way to put it. Melting a little bit. I'm melting a little bit. I feel like I needed to. It's like there's a part of me that was a little bit too high strung for a little bit too long. And there's a certain value in that, and I'm definitely already returning to it, or at least aspiring to return to it, because that's what's going to be required of me for a while at least. So yeah, I'm doing well. It's probably pretty vague, but I appreciate you asking, Simon. How about you, friend? How was yours? Dude, I hate fire ants. They literally attack you. It's terrible. I'm sorry, Lisa. We don't have those. Is your dad back? Is he all prayed up? Yeah, he's been back. He's back today, the whole day as well. He's on a call right now or something. Excellent. Was probably caffeine withdrawal, chef. That was probably caffeine withdrawal. For me? No. I've been adequately caffeinated. I have been taking caffeine again. I I also took some LSD and smoked a bunch of weed. Like I definitely am not sober anymore. And it is enlightening. It's making me realize, how about this sobriety thing? How about that? And my mind goes, yeah, does have something to it. Well, I'm thinking of it as like maybe treat it like a working schedule, like old school, 5 to be sober, smoke weed on the weekends. Like that's what I feel like I'm maybe leaning towards. Might be a little bit more balanced in my mind. And at the same time, I'm thinking about Terence McKenna, where he believes that the ideal way for you to smoke weed is to go without for like a week or weeks, and then to smoke as much as you can handle, right in like one sitting. That is crazy. And then you meditate. And I can honestly vouch for it. It's some of the most beautiful and deep weed experiences I've had, is doing it that way. But I don't know if it's necessarily indicative of the healthiest relationship with it. We'll see. We'll see where my equilibrium finds itself as we continue. All prayed up, fully stacked, super blessed now. You know, he's barely having to walk on the ground, taking caffeine. It is a drug. It is a drug. I talk about it in the exact same way that I would say taking lions, or I don't really say taking marijuana. I'm taking one marijuana today. Thank you, sir. I just got out of bed. I'm gonna take some coffee. Abstinence, then binge. As I say those words, my light goes off. I haven't been binging as much, at least not from what I would consider binging, right? Because it's not happening like first thing in the day, and then pushing myself. And I'm also smoking significantly less right now than I did in the past. My way of consumption has changed to very small bowl sizes, slow heat cycles. Still looks very green, right? But that's almost as vaporized as I would want it. Just because it's a really nice weed, I'm gonna push it, see if I can get a second cycle out of it. Staying alive. I feel like that's the weird thing about weed for me, is that it very much is something that helped me stay alive at one point in my life. That's no longer the case though, and I am well aware of that. Even though I still very much, whoa, I very much still appreciate Mary Jane. She does calm me down more than I need sometimes. And that's again my current fractal experience, right? It's like where I find myself, what is required of me in every single moment. and then trying to adjust, trying to be right, to be perfect. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Oh, you know, going back to your baseball bat size joints, no. Nope, that's no longer gonna be a thing. I don't think so. Maybe I'll roll some joints for a festival, but for my own personal consumption, you saw, like, this thing is still pretty hot right now, but I'll show you the amount of bud that's total in there. Like, it's literally the smallest top little triangle of a bud that went in there right now. And we vaporized it twice. The second time, I did technically overdo it a little bit, but all of that you saw me kind of like blowing out, that is vapor, right? There's nothing combusted. There's no smoke. That was not smoke. That was just vapor that literally eviscerated from the little budsicles. Instead of me having to, sorry, like a way to explain it is that when you're smoking weed in a joint format, you're not actually smoking that little hot ember at the front of the joint. That's not what you're smoking. You are generating heat with the air that's flowing through that. And that heat is evaporating the THC off of the weed right in front of that little coal. And that's what you're inhaling first. And then it comes with the smoke of the material combusting behind it. So if you can get it to evaporate like that without the combustion happening in the back end, you're just getting those vapors. And that's technically what you're smoking. And that stuff is better for you than the carcinogenics. And I know that, Joy. And I've known that every single time I smoke a joint. But it's still special. So there will be a place for it. Just not an everyday. Like if I'm gonna smoke, you know, from this moment on forward into my day, I would rather do so vaporizing than combusting. Boom, boom, boom. You're not going back. Melt drinks, cup, color matches the big flower behind him. It does have like similar color scheme, right? Participating of the universe. It is true. I don't know if you saw that, Simon, but this cup's name is Ermias Plur. We have a friend called Nova. He called it Ermias Plur. Technically, he called it Ermias, and we added Plur because Plur stands for peace, love, unity, and respect. And Ermias means God uplifts, right? That is the right fractal. Ermias means God uplifts. So God uplifts peace, love, unity, and respect. So every single sip of water I take, hopefully, has that energy with it. Wasn't Mel growing his own weed? I've been growing my own weed. I just want to grow my own, like, hydroponic slash indoor. But now, get real meticulous with it. Get good seeds. Grow the thing that I'm growing instead of trying to do everything right after the plants have been grown. And that makes a big difference, but it also doesn't make as big of a difference as just knowing what it is you're doing right from the get go. It's different ways to the same problem, but yeah, one of them takes more linear effort. Excellent. I weed to meditate nowadays, not for social activities anymore. Yeah, weed for meditation is a very useful tool. I completely agree, Luke. It's Hermes Blur. Drums have been beaten. Flower and knowledge by joy. Love is true. Gorgeous. Flower and knowledge. Who's passing out baseball bat joints? Yes, please. Little drummer. How's the smell intensity wise with that little thing? It's not that brutal. It's not that brutal because you're vaporizing. There's none of that lingering punch. You know that punch, that punch. There's none of that. But if somebody knows exactly what they're smelling for, the vapors can maybe give it away, but usually not. Not that bad, at least in my mind. Melt bypassing tobacco. I like it. Yeah. Apparently, smoking weed with tobacco just makes you smoke more weed because you're looking for a tobacco fix. How's the? It was true. Joy. I'm a little drummer boy. Had a double bass pedal and listens to punk rock. Did you wake the other people? Do you have it in the basement or something? How are those buds so loud right now? Wasn't how are those bugs so loud right now? I don't know. Oh, it's probably because of the extra microphone. We have an extra plus 6 decibels of both the noise floor and. I'll play my kalimba so I can turn this microphone off. I'm sorry. Mel just get a puff, go pee, smoke dabs, still gets the full terps, and you won't be smoking the plant matter that makes the carcinogen. This is true. For me, it's more like a accessibility thing. I feel like dabs is already taking it maybe a step too far for me. You keep saying hydroponic indoor. You can grow soil inside too. I know you can do soil. I don't want to do soil. I feel like that is the point for me. I feel I've done soil in a few fractals, but it's a control thing. It's very much a control thing. Don't hate on soil growing indoors. Some will get, but fungus gnats, yeah, but fungus gnats. But fungus gnats though. It's easy solved before it's a problem about anything. But boiling water, love is true, bro. You keep saying love, love you again. Mel, she's gonna puff go. Love again. Fungus nuts. Duck, do you have a YouTube channel where you share your wealth of knowledge? He does actually have a YouTube channel. He should share this wealth of knowledge that he has, because I'd watch it less. I only get to play drums when my wife and daughter are on their way to preschool 25 minutes 3 times a week. Ah, okay. That makes sense. The extreme sometimes. It's always nice when it does. Thank you, Choi, for echoing. Beautiful word combo, but fungus nuts. Right? Has a certain way of being said, but fungus nuts. Sounds like a spell. Instantly throws you into a deep state of doubt. Yes, but actually fungus nuts. Oh goodness. Why did I not consider this? I'm gonna stop and play kalimba. Starting now. I'm having this deep sensation of having something completely removed from my entire state of being. Like as if that frequency was like creating like a spinal tension. It was correcting my posture in some way. As soon as it goes away, I'm like allowed to relax. I'm seeing fractals. I'm seeing like butterflies coming out of waves, coming out of depth. Hey Simon, thank you. Thank you for donating to me, bro. Bless you. Yeah. I'm seeing one of my flowers spitting, opening up. I see Annie Tsuko. Beautiful. I feel it too. Sending you so much love and thank you for joining us. I don't think I've seen your name before. It's nice having you here, friend. Super chat from Simon. Bless you, bro. So much love, man. Stream sometimes. It's nice. Beautiful word combo. That's fun, isn't it? Your friends. Oh, shucks. You guys are too kind. The problem is, I don't know what is knowledge and what is nonsense and who wants to know that. And when. Uh, yeah, the internet is a dual cutting sword in that way, unfortunately. You find what you look for more than you find what you need to know sometimes. You can't see the wood for the trees. Same here, exactly. We are all out of order, and I don't like change. All the gardening info, whatever else you throw in would be fine. I struggle with change too, Joy. Not sure if you're a bot or a person, but hi, whichever you are. Love, either way. Of course, Jovan has to bless us with 5 memberships. Pepe is being super jelly. I am a man. I'm a skippy papadi papadis. I am a skippies. I'm a skippity papadis. I need you so much. I remember Skapapapi. I'm a skippity papers. Not that bad, but you also want us. I'm a skippity papadis. More Arpan fam. Bless. I remember seeing you on Reddit a long time ago. So glad to see you here now instead. Yeah, we've been showing up either way. And new friends have been showing up as well. Right? Even though Arpan might not be a thing, here we are. It's nice to have you here, friend. What a blessing. Thank you for accepting a gift as well, Nancy. People who have ran away from Nancy, not towards. Most people have run away. Spinal tension is caused by you forgetting to pull a card first. I can pull a card afterwards. Me forget. I forgot something. Absolutely no willingness to admit any fault. Who, me? Forget? Never. Not me. I'll still pull a card. Thank you so much. Thank you, friend. Like we were talking today as a stream topic about how the importance of you existing, just you staying alive, is contributing to the whole. Right? That's the best thing that you can do for the world is stay alive. And that willingness to stay alive, having seen us all that time ago on Arpan, brought you all the way here. So surely there's still more good to be had. It's a blessing having you here, friend. Thank you for sharing this moment. Even my wife, when I streamed on Arpan, like what do many people want to watch? You talk about for hours. Yeah. I don't know. I hope I entertain you. I hope so. I don't know if that's necessarily my only goal. I would like to believe that there's some sort of dimensional value always happening as a fluctuation in this world, right? That is ceaseless. That is how it is. But depending on what information we expose ourselves to, there's a certain exchange that we can receive if we show up for it. And that's the way I feel about this space as well, right? People would ask me, don't you get bored of showing up and having conversations like this, right? Talk about things for hours. And I'm like, no, no, I don't. I feel like this is what we're here for. And the fact that you friends feel that way too, it truly is a blessing. Well, a complete one is kind of a legend. Oh no, did I miss some context? The hounds, you and my wife. Thank you so much. What happened? A complete one is kind of legend. Maybe some context that I'm missing now. I have the same name on Reddit, actually. Annie. Annie Tsukino. Blessings to you. Either way, friend, you were welcomed here. Sending you love. Joba, it's so rich with loving generosity, giving even more memberships. You're melting me. I'm getting melted right now. Thank you. Thank you, Jovan, for being willing to give our friends gift memberships as well. You got access to some emojis. I think we will make them maybe a little bit, I feel like simpler. Simpler with like more defining lines. I ain't no designer of graphics and stuff like that. But I'm sure that there will be, you know, only better emojis as we keep making them. Gonna guess card 26. I like how you go for the numbers. It's like I feel you're like playing the hard game, bro. You're like playing the 1 in 64 odds. Colors is like 1 in 7 odds. I like that. Card number 26. Let's see, bro. Let's see if we have friends guessing colors. Those are also impressive. I like those too, though. They also impress me. Don't get me wrong. Impossible to get bored. Miss you all, newcomers, every morning before I get here. Love is true, Shell. It's nice having you, even in this current moment, you know, especially in this current moment. Happy to see y'all got a membership. I'm so determined to get Simon one one of these days. Cat problem. Like how my Koji likes to poop on the floor right in front of the litter box. 26. Green. Yo, I mean it's not either of those. You see? Well, that's the joke. You can still be impressed. So I was thinking about Gob. As soon as you said the number 26, Simon, I was thinking about the number 27. Because that's so close to Gob's number. Right? And I'm like 27. The fact that you're just like one number off, that's pretty accurate, bro. Yeah, the melty line. Thank you, Joy. Purification. Meditation. Yeah, dude. So one number off. That's very close. That's very close, bro. I'm impressed. Bravo, man. Are you ready to hear what it means? Is it Althea? Oh, maybe I should go to all messages. Oh, I am on all messages. Oh, Althea the Reaper was gifted a membership. It's nice having you here too. Purification meditation. Are you friends ready? Ooh. Purification and forgiveness. The geometry of the golden spiral hearts encourages you to meditate and purify your consciousness. These hearts embrace the energy of love, both within the core being of the figure and expanding beyond into radiant, universal love. She sits in meditation, willing to forgive. She sits in meditation, willing to forgive herself and all beings, ready to purify her intention to live a life of compassion and integrity. Flames consume and melt away all that does not serve the most loving, kind, and compassionate true self. The blue flame is that which burns away ego. This card encourages you to purify your thoughts and look to your heart for guidance and support. Old paradigm thinking and prejudice reactions have a way of leading to feelings of guilt, gloom, and confusion. Is there an obstacle to your spiritual growth that has passed, that has caused you concern as of late? Is self criticism impeding your path to your true essence? Forgive yourself and see all notions of unworthiness and shame being burned away in this transforming fire of purification. Forgive your loved ones, neighbors, politicians, and all beings for the things that they have done or said that do not benefit the greater good. Let the blue flames burn away ego and reveal self-esteem and self-respect. The universe supports your growth and purification. What a trip. It's trippy how we've read that card pretty recently. And yet, every single time we do this, it's even more meaningful. I don't know if it's about the way that I read it, like me allowing myself to feel the words more as well, feeling the words through multiple lenses, but the amount of depth that we can access by staying alive and learning from our experiences, it's kind of bonkers. The amount of growth. You are all collectively the most important person in my life. No hyperbole. Love is true. Thank you, Brother Duck Dad, for including us in your life the way you do, bro. Beautifully read and relevant to me, guys. Simon, thank you for going through that purification meditation with me, friend. Multiple eyes experiencing the same fractal, learning, growing, evolving consciously. What are you learning from reality in the moment to moment? How can we move forward? The old mind. Like I'm seeing some cool stuff right now. Today is gonna be a singular geometry flower. So this experience is gonna be like yeah, looking forward to it. Let me show you yesterday's because I'm very proud. I'm very proud of yesterday's flower. Instantly, my net is like. Bzz. Oh, it makes me happy. Does it make you happy? What does it make you feel? Please do tell me. Honestly, what does it make you feel? And how does it do that? Why can it make us feel something at all? Because nothing I'm looking at here is natural. Technically speaking. Technically. It's, it's all within the realm of reason. And yet it's so far beyond what we've been holding on to as our normal human to human experiences that I'm curious about what we're going to find important. Color so cool, no you. Love the heart surrounding the flower in the middle too. It was a little bit janky. I could have probably gotten that heart shape better if I tried really hard. But I was happy with me getting it to that point. There is our Shan message. Love the hearts. So much love. Happy have been thinking about how the flower have had so much depth in them lately. I've been enjoying that experience of it as well. I appreciate you noticing. I hope one day that I could literally make them a little bit three dimensional, so you can literally even design like the ability to have like the buildings as those flowers, right? Maybe every single flower is going to become a unique settlement design. 32,000 people, little flowers popping up all over the world, self-sustaining societies. Where all of the decisions are made unanimously. It's not that big. Make a point of it. Make it a week holiday with 2 days of you having to be present and give your attention to the things that are going to affect your life directly, indefinitely. Maybe that's important. Maybe that's worth 2 days in a year, right? And then we can surely have day to day representatives. But for the big things that are influencing all of our quality of life things, we we need to vote. Need to make our voices heard. Have so much love. Like Lisa Frank, Unicorn, had so much to drink and threw up all over the screen. The colors and the vibrantness, the shapes, the everything. So much love. And thank you for appreciating them the way that you do. Heart shape was perfect, like a mix of pink rose and a heart. I'm happy that you see that. That I love that actually. Now I'm gonna keep that fractal in my mind as well. Been writing messages in the second grade Lisa Frank notebook. It says Cleopatra. I want to buy a general set of melt flowers. Yeah, you see, suddenly my mind went, oh, like having, like, and this is what my mind is taking from your idea now, uh, Zano. So do let me know if I'm close to what you mean. You have the little melt flower on the one page, and then you have a space that asks you, how does this make you feel? Or maybe a little bit more directed. You can have different questions. Maybe it can be related to the stream topic that that flower got created from or something. I like that. Thank you. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Maybe just the melt flower on top of the journal book. I've been on top chat the whole time. It doesn't seem to be that prevalent. Like I've rarely noticed missing messages. Like it doesn't happen that much. I love a fractal flower wall calendar. You friends are inspiring so much hope in me. I like that too, but also just the ones you have up already. There's a lot. 674 right now, I think, that we've created so far. They do want to be seen. There's this energy in them where they're like, show me. You need to show me to people. Can you please go and show me to people? It's like begging me to hire out billboards. It's like, bro, can you relax? Who do you think you are, little flower? I want to be on billboards, the little flower says. I'm like, bro, calm down, dude. You know how much billboards cost? I'm tripping myself out right now, please. I love that idea. The flowers would be great on so many things. I hope so. I hope so. I hope that it becomes a thing, right? That's like the future aesthetic, or at least the short term, while we're transitioning, try and make the world a more beautiful place mentality, right? And short term in my mind is like the next 200 years. Surely things will change. Maybe we will grow up. I hope not. I'll still be the kid. I'll try to be. I will try to forever be the kid. Mel, 444-year-old entity, still looks like a 20-something-year-old, goofy as hell. Wants to take you out to a Psytrance festival, make you camp in the mud. Be like, yeah, oh, this is good. You don't get to experience this bullshit in your comfy ass air conditioned home. No, this is survival. This is what it means to be a human being. This right here. Look at me. It's like, bruh, how are you doing this? Aren't you sick and tired of it? Never. Never. Dying is a mug's game. That line breaks me. So to you friends who haven't seen Sandman, like it captures an idea that so resonated with my heart. If you know, you know. Like where they have t-shirts and stuff, they also have option for journals. I gotta get 3. Zano, I think that can be done actually. The kid and the parents, so our inner child simultaneously. Exactly. So much love to you. Thank you, Annie, for understanding. You and Duck and wallow in the mud. We'd love that. You think you're gonna escape? We're pulling you into the mud with us. If we're getting money, we're going to be the mud. And we're going to make you a mud people as well. We are the mud people now. I just see like this like horror movie shot, like Joy Viva's like running for her life, like visceral fear, deep, deep terror in her soul and eyes as she's being chased down by people covered in mud. And she like screams like she's getting bloody murdered, but they're just smearing her with mud. I'm sorry, is this too much? I'm sorry. Combine your designs and colors of a journal/diary with inspirational quotes. I would purchase. You friends are seriously like I have another like I have so many fractals open right now. That's been encouraging that as a way of showing up. It's happening. Let's see if I can get something ready properly by December, right? Buy ourselves a bunch of December gifts. Get flowers for December. Just looked at chat. Whom is rolling in the mud with? I mean, I'm in. Probably me, Duck Dad. Me and you, bro. We're gonna be the mud rollers. I equally opportunity mud player. Team mud bath. You and Mel are going festivaling, and there will be mud. Joy, have you seen the show that takes a survivalist from the military and a hippie, and they try not to kill each other for a week and survive? Melton me. That probably would be the way it is. Like I would probably survive on needing so little, and you would probably survive by being so prepared. That would be the dichotomy. It would be beautiful. Let me read our Shan message. Wanted to put my mic away, but I'll keep it close. Let's take this in, shall we? A message to all of us from a place of love. Have the mostest, beautifulest day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so, very, very, superest, duperest, extremely, intensely, immensely, staggeringly, stupendously, jumboly, vastly, dearly, beloved, graciously, gleefully, genial, Melkmore. And all of you, oh so very, very, absolutely, positively, phenomenally, powerfully, highly spirited, hypnotically, refreshingly, resilient, gloriously, gorgeously, brilliantly, luminously, numerously, divine, deeply treasured friends that are the best thing that that are the best thing that they can bring to the world. I butchered at the end there. So beautiful. Thank you, Shan. Yeah, that was even the queer fools are like, wow, clapping hands, metaphorically speaking. Love is true. Strip it to me, the access we have. If I didn't stay alive, right? If I didn't stay alive, know this moment. But because I stayed alive, this moment. So surely if I stay alive, there will be moments in the future where I feel, wow, I'm happy I'm alive to have this moment. That's all you need to do, friend. Stay alive, have more beautiful moments. Love is true, God is good. So are you, dear Ellie. Recognize, recognize you were a part of it. So much love to you, awesome humanimals. Love to all of you, dear friends. Meld, what a big one big annual flower wall poster. You'll sell 20 just from in here. Even printed on demand, it would be worth it. I think maybe that could be the way. Maybe like it's a Christmas thing, right? I'll see if I can get it done properly. That's gonna be like the biggest thing for me, right? How can I make it look good? What does that even mean? I'll have to consult myself slowly but surely. Melt, I'll help you with it. I know you will. Thank you so much, dear friend. There's like multiple fractals. I have a friend, two friends, in fact. Giovannis could be one of them, but also John's aunt is also a graphic designer, weirdly enough, this universe. And she made her daughter a bunch of cards and also calendars and stuff like that, you know, with her little art that she makes as well. Beautiful stuff. I sent some of you friends, you know, photos of it as well. And she's also willing to maybe help with that stuff. I feel like the biggest thing that we're facing right now is time. Like Rudo, my brother, is telling me as well that there's this fractal of like, oh, you know, we're gonna get all of this work done, and then after we get all of the work done, we're gonna be done with all of the work, and then there's more work after you got the work done, and then you have to work, and like getting chased almost, you know. There's a way. There's a way. Slowly but surely. Work is never done. Yeah. There it is. Hands up as well. How do you spell Burb's name? Christmas flower. Melt will help you with it. Thank you, friends, so much for being willing to. Love is true. I appreciate you, friends. Ceaselessly. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Blessings. I see a crown upon all of your heads. Live as you are. And I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Cheers, cheers.